Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you guys how to make this extra fluffy traditional tutu, and it's no sew. It's very minimal material, very easy, super fun to make. So let's get started. So the material that you're going to need to make this tutu is you're obviously going to need some tulle. You're also going to need a pair of scissors to cut your tulle. You're also going to need either a crochet headband, depending on what size you're making, or you can get the crochet material like this on the spool. Measure out, because right now I'm making it for size 18 months. So I cut this to be I think 14 inches, because an 18-month waist size is 16 inches, so I cut 14 inches because I always take at least 2 to 3 inches off from the crochet material. You're going to need to take at least 2 to 3 inches off because it does stretch out a little bit. So this is what you're going to need. I get this at Hobby Lobby, by the way. This is what it looks like. And so yeah. And then what I do with this, when I cut it, I measure it out. I cut 14 inches, and then you can either stitch it, hand stitch it together, or you can run it through your sewing machine, but very, very slowly, or you can just like hot glue it together, whatever you guys choose to do. And then you're going to need something to measure the tulle with. For an 18-month size tutu, I'm doing it to be 8 inches long, so I have this piece of cardboard. I do have a video on how I measure the tulle, so I'll leave that link down below in the description, and also there will be a clickable link at the end of this video as well on the screen, so you guys can click that. But this is 16 inches long, like this, and so when you fold it in half, because you're going to cut the tulle on each end, when you fold it in half, it's going to make an 8-inch long tutu. So 16 inches long, folded in half will make 8 inches. So it's just a piece of cardboard. And then you're also going to need something to put the crochet band on so that you can tie the tulle to. So I'm going to wrap this around this. This is just a paper towel roll, and I just put some nice sheer fabric over it, like around it, and then I just tucked it into the holes. Just a regular paper towel roll. Easy to stick in your lap while you're putting the tulle on. So let's get started. Now the way I figure out how much tulle I'm going to need is I count the holes. Each crochet band that you cut, it does not matter if you're making the same size. If I make two that are size 18 months, even if I cut them the same, there's still going to be a different amount of holes because you're not going to get it exactly the same for each size. So you need to count the holes to determine exactly how much tulle you're going to need. So what I do is I count the holes. I go here, I start at the bottom, like right here. This is where I always start at the seam that I make. So I start at the bottom, so it's going to be 3 rows. So going from top to bottom is 3 rows. So it'll be 1, 2, and 3. So you're going to tie it right in there, tie it right there, and then tie it right there. But I'll show you guys that right now. So what I do, since I'm doing 4 different colors, I will count the holes starting at the seam. So I will be going like 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll be my first set. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, and so on until you get back to the seam. On this one, it's I got 9. So you're gonna need, on each row it's 3. So you're gonna need 9 sets of 3 strips. So 3 strips will make 1 set, and you're gonna need 9 sets. If that makes any sense. So I hope that makes sense. So 9 sets of 3 strips. So when you go to cut it on here, what you do is lay your tulle along here, and that's 1. So you're going to want to do it 1, 2, 3, that's 1 set. And then 1, 2, 3, that's 2 sets. So let me show you. So I'm going to be doing the hot pink right here. So I'm going to get my tulle, and I'm going to lay it right there, put the end on the end here. That's 1 strip all the way across. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'm going to run it along the back, run it across the front again, and that's 3. That's 3 strips, so that'd be 1 set. So I need 9 sets of 3. So that's 1, and then you go 1, 2, 3, and that's 2. 1, 2, 3. That's 3. 1, 2, 3, and that's 4. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 6. 1, 2, 3, that's 7. 1, 2, 3, that's 8, and then 1, 2, 3, and that's 9. So then you just take your scissors, and over here you just cut it off like that, and you put it off to the side, and then you're going to cut them off on each end. So let me start on this end, so this is the end that I finished off at. So I'm going to hold it, or you can wrap rubber bands around it if you guys choose. So you're going to hold it, and you're going to cut straight up like that. And then hold it, don't let it go. Come over to the other end. Sorry guys. Hold it like this, and you're going to cut this end off as well. Just like that. And then take the one that was on the back and lay it here. So that way you have all your sets to make, this is all the tulle I'm going to need for the hot pink. And then you're going to do the same thing with the other colors. Make 9 sets of 3 strips. Now I have all my strips cut. And now put the crochet band on your paper towel roll or whatever you have to put your band around, and we're gonna start putting the tulle. So I got my first piece of tulle here, and what you're going to do is you're going to fold it in half. Like, see, here's the piece. You're gonna fold it in half, line up the end, and then you're going to kind of gather this side right here, pinch it, like hold it like that to make like a little ring, and then we're going to come to our crochet band, and what's it called? The seam is right there. So right here where my finger's poking through, that's the first hole there on the bottom. So right there where my finger's poking through. So we're going to take this piece, we're going to stick it inside like this, pull it through, open up that hole there, and slip it through, and then you tug it. Don't pull it tight, just tug it enough so it makes like a nice knot. It does not need to be super tight. Don't pull, because then you're just going to stretch out the crochet band. And then to add the next one, which is the same color, because we're doing the same color from the bottom up, it's going to be 3 rows, 1, 2, and 3. You're going to do the same thing, fold it in half, get that other end right there, and then right here you'll see that I put this through there. So what you're going to do now is, this is the hole that you put it through right there, so you're going to go to the next hole right above it, which is this one right here. You're going to slip this inside that hole, hopefully you guys can see, just like that, and then you're going to push it through the hole right below it, so it's just like that. So it's going to go in through that hole up there, come out through the same hole that you did this one in, and then you're going to do the same thing, open up the piece, slide it through, and pull. So that way now you have 2 rows, one on the bottom and one right there. And now we're going to do the one on the top. So again, get your piece, fold it in half, and now what we're going to do is we're going to, the hole that this one came in through, so I put my finger behind so you guys can see, right here is where we put the last one in through. So we're going to bring this over down the top like that, and we're going to poke it through that hole that we just did this one in, just like that. Then open it up, and there. So now you have your first, I see how it's already fluffing up a little bit, and what I like to do is I like to get some rubber bands, if I can find one, here we go, and that way it makes it so much easier. So get a rubber band and just place it over, or like hair ties or something, and just place it over like that. Don't tie it tight, just do it like that, so that way they're not tangling and getting all over the place while you're making the tutu. And then when you make the next layer, you can add it to the same rubber band and add like a few rows to the same rubber band, and then get several different kinds of rubber bands. And then at the end we'll fluff it up, and I'll show you guys how we fluff it up at the end. Okay, so I finished all the colors, and I have them tied off in sections. And I moved my tutu over to the mannequin. I got this mannequin off of Mannequin 24 on eBay, so I'll put the name to her shop down below in the description. So yeah, this one is a size 12 to 24 months. So the tutu is a size 18 months. So yeah. Anyway, so let me go ahead and show you how I fluff up the tutu. Okay, so what I do first is I take off all the rubber bands, and it's gonna look kind of funny when you take off all the rubber bands. So it's gonna look kind of flat. So go ahead and take off all the rubber bands, and then what I do is that I kind of just pull them apart like this, and that really makes it super fluffy and super full. So I just like to mess with them, fluff it up. Like I pull the bottom pieces down, and then these here I pull them outwards, and then the ones here I pull them up. So and there's some pieces that you kind of have to like separate and all that. Ooh, you guys are able to see that. So yeah. Or you can leave it flat if you choose. It all depends on what you prefer. So yeah, these pieces are all stuck together. And then, there you go. So now when you look at it, it's like super full and fluffy and fun tutu. So yeah, I like to kind of make the front go down just a little bit so that you can see all the fluff. Like, look at all that fluffy goodness. But yeah, and the kind of tool that I'm using is polyester. It's thicker and it fluffs up more. The nylon tool is softer and it doesn't fluff up as much. So I use the polyester tool. If you guys, in case you guys are wondering what tool I like to use. So hopefully you guys can see that. It's kind of bright. But so yeah, that's how you make a super fluffy tutu, and that's how you separate the pieces, because I get those questions all the time. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll have all the sizes in the description down below, so you guys can know the waist measurement sizes and the length of the tool that you will need to make it for each size. And also there will be a link to how I measure and cut my tool in the description down below as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you guys liked it. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions or just a happy comment. And I'll see you guys for the next tutorial. Thanks for watching.